Welcome to the 2025 bow buying test review. Seven bows, one winner. This is the 2025 bow buying test review. I team up with MFJJ to narrow down and find out which bow I think I can shoot the best. Only one bow survives. First up, speed test. Let's get right into it. First up, Darton Sequel ST35 OD green.
Well, it has its own timing and tuning features for wielding and actual timing without using a bow press. Well, not the first bow that does that, but the second, I think. Bowtechs do that too, and it was a completely different way than anybody else was doing it. It's very user-friendly, so it's pretty awesome.
And in years past, Darton didn't even make it into this shoot-off, and basically because of the consequence last year, really liked the bow, got some faith in the brand, wanted to add this, and as a bonus, it's got a nice little grip on it. One of the companies that makes a very simple, nice grip.
Dad Cam 401 right here is what it is. Yeah, I think you're gonna like what I just did.
Speed test. Here we go. Hoyt AX33. Guys, all these tests today are done at 29-inch draw length. I float between 28.5 and 29, but today, for the gold standard, everything is 29. Couple things that make this bow interesting. Right here, this little nipple of destiny. You can set it on the ground, and that prevents your cam from taking the damage. Hoyt has 1/4-inch draw length adjustments, which is one of those things I wish like every manufacturer had, because it's kind of a tinkerer's dream. You don't know until you try it, and sometimes we just hold best with a small draw length adjustment.
Oh yeah, clear as a bell. Focuses right on it.
Today's decision, by the way, this first cut is going to be very unemotional. We're just cutting two bows that are the slowest bows. Mathews Lift X33. They did something pretty cool this year, added a little quick adjustment, a little so we can pivot the limbs side to side to make the bow tuning faster. And it's like faster for the DIY people that want to do it at home, but it's also faster for the people in the shop, which I think is huge for the program. This isn't Josh and I's first rodeo. We made this video a few times, and it's a carefully crafted process to narrow me down to the best bow for me. But talk about that bow a little bit and talk about what we're doing here today.
Well, one, the tuning features are pretty sweet. I mean, this already was a dominant platform last year. It easily was the best-selling bow. Arguable whether or not it's the bow of the year. I think that's kind of a BS thing, just being honest. But it's subjectional, right? So, but this is easily the best-selling bow of last year, and they added easy tuning features to it to make it really simple to set. And to me, the biggest thing they did, because it was a personal gripe, is they cut this out a bunch more. So when I hold it here, my knuckle doesn't touch here and grind the skin off my knuckle.
No knuckle rub.
That, to me, is huge. It's minor, but if you actually shoot the bows, you'll like it a whole lot more.
288 is the number to beat right now. You think this beats it?
Maybe.
Sounds like a very soft answer to me.
There it goes.
New leader in the clubhouse. PSE Mach 33 DS, the only carbon bow in the mix, and I do really like the look of this. It's a very clean, simple design, and it also has an excellent feeling grip. Carbon is a feature.
Carbon is a feature that
made in the USA is cool.
It has the pop-in, pop-out shim system, so it's a little easier to move it left to right. It's American-made carbon.
American-made.
America! Yeah!
Here we go.
There you go.
Fast bow, maybe. Little sluggish. That actually surprises me a little bit. Traditionally, this bow is pretty fast in years past. Get what I said there? Years past. This bow hasn't changed a lot in the last couple of years. It's a nice platform, but it's similar to years past. Similar. Elite Exalt 35. The Elite Ethos 34 last year caught me by surprise. It was a really great platform to shoot off of. Elite Exalt 35, similar, little longer, little different cam design, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, they do have a tuning system as well on the limb pocket, which is different. It's more of a fine-tuning tuning system, basically, really. You still want to shim adjust it.
You can move the tear just a little bit.
Yeah, and they added pick mount attachments to their front limb pockets, so they add a whole bunch of features, and integration front and rear, which is also new this year.
Let's see what it feels like. And I'm very curious to see how it performs on speed. Bowtech Proven 34 inches axle to axle. Bowtech is like an OG for having the easy adjustments. They have the adjustment right here. They call it deadlock, that you can move your wheel side to side, and as well as the timing right here. So Bowtech's been doing it for a long time with a reliable bow. I mean, you've been a big Bowtech fan for years.
So it's
the tuning?
It's basic. Well, the tuning's awesome, but it's basically an SS34, and it's got a more performance wheel on it for a shorter draw length. I shouldn't say shorter, like 28 kind of shorter, but it goes to 30 on this one. They make two different cam bases, so this actually has some good performance.
And we're in performance?
Yeah, and we're in performance, so it should be juiced to the tits right now.
Okay. Also, there's definitely some funny business these manufacturers do to get their bows to shoot just a little bit faster, maybe a little more poundage, a little more draw length, but Josh tests all that stuff on his channel, so if you want to dive into the weeds and see all the nitty gritty from all this stuff, Josh has all those reviews on his channel at Podium Archer. Bowtech Proven 34. Performance.
Like I said, juice to the tits.
292.7, and it felt like a fast bow. Of all the bows I've shot this far, this was the hardest to roll over. Proven 34.
The new leader in the clubhouse.
0.7, oh my God. What are the chances Prime beats this, Josh?
No, it's 0.
I'm an absolute sniper with this thing.
Dead cam full effect.
Prime Form 34. They're calling it the Form. I'm calling it the Cyclops. It is the first hybrid style bow that I've seen in recent years where they're mixing aluminum and carbon, a marriage of sorts. So let's see how it feels.
Does that mean there's more of a 50% chance it's going to fail?
I don't know.
That's a good dad joke.
Aside,
I hope you caught that. That was a valuable dad joke. Honestly, what blew me away on it is every time a manufacturer goes to a lighter product that's the same specs, it always feels worse. Like when you shoot it, you can tell it's louder, you can feel more vibration in it, and that bow didn't. So whatever they did when they made that, they actually managed to make it feel exactly like their other aluminum counterpart.
Interesting.
But weighing lighter. They kept the parts that you bolt your equipment on as solid pieces.
Yeah.
It's smart.
And I want to give a personal shout out to Prime for shooting their shot here. You don't want to be the guy at the end of the bar at the end of the night that didn't shoot their shot. You know what I mean? So no matter what...
I wouldn't know what you mean, but apparently you know what you mean.
No matter what, they shot a shot. It looks interesting. Let's see how it feels. Let's see how it performs. Okay, here we go. Prime form.
That's better than I thought. Yeah.
PSE Mach 33 DS did not make it through the speed test. Eliminated. Boom, crash, bang. Elite Exalt 35 did not make it through the speed test. Officially eliminated. And now we're down to the final 5. Coming up, 2 more eliminations. Down to the final 5 bows. In this round, I'm going to eliminate 2 bows based on feel and features that are important to me. Yeah, we'll cycle back through them in the same order and see if I can get a little better. That felt better the second time I drew it. There's still a little bit of harshness to the rollover, but it felt better. That's the second time I shot this, and it's a little harder to stay back, which isn't always a bad thing because that's a source of feedback to make sure you are pushing and pulling. But it is a little different than the other 5 in that way. Both this and the Mathews felt very stable, like top to bottom riser. Because I watched my riser a little bit, and if I can see like a little micro wiggling if it's not holding as well. This and the Mathews was like, But you're watching on camera, so let me know what you think. Hoyt AX232. I've always felt like Hoyt does a really good job of making a good feeling bow that's fast. I do think that feels just like a tish more aggressive than years past. If a person were to make a hybrid bow, I almost feel like Hoyt's cam is the move. It's got adjustable let off, adjustable draw length in 1/4 inch increments, and it's got a good balance of smooth draw to the speed it spits out. Prime form, Cyclops bow. Definitely smooth draw. Also feels like it has the most vibration in the grip. To me, this gives me a lot to think about. We gotta eliminate 2 bows. If we're being totally honest here, this is a really tough decision. And I think that's because there's 5 really good bows sitting in front of me. But when it comes down to what I wanna shoot and be able to tinker with and mess with, let's hop into it. The Hoyt AX232 has a ton of features in the cam, but almost no features for tuning for the at-home want to tinker with guy. And the grip feels a little weird, so Hoyt AX232 eliminated. Prime, I love that they shot their shot, but this is just not the bow for me. It doesn't have the tuning features. The grip felt a little weird, and it did seem to have the most vibration as well. So we're gonna eliminate the Prime, mostly based on tuning features. Now we're down to the final 3. How are we gonna select those, Josh Jones?
Once you're down to the final 3, I would just shoot 1 arrow through each one and keep cycling through them until one of them feels better to you than another one and get rid of the one you don't like, personally. Your specs are all real similar. Your velocities are all real similar. Your tuning features are all real similar. Nothing jumping out at you as a really big difference because at the end of the day, these bows are incredibly similar. Like they're really, really close. So shoot them and see which one you like at that point.
We're going to cycle some arrows and eliminate another bow. My criteria, we haven't talked a lot about like specifically what I want to use this bow for. I want the bow that we're selecting today to be my main piece, my go-to. That's the bow we're selecting. We'll go right to left. Darton Sequel 35, Mathews Lift X33, Bowtech Proven 34. We're just going to cycle them back to back and see if there's like a distinguishable thing that allows us to. I will tell you that I very much appreciate the grip on this bow, but also for a guy that is new to tuning bows, having this little line through the center shot actually saved my biscuit in a previous video. I was having trouble getting the bow to fully tune, and then I looked down center shot and I had my bow just outside or just inside a center shot. So when I brought it back to center shot, everything tuned up just nice. So even though that's a simple line, it saved me. That was interesting. That was very telling to cycle those bows side by side by side. I'm ready to eliminate one. This bow had the harshest draw cycle as well as the most vibration. Shooting them side by side like that, I could immediately feel the difference. If you have a chance to cycle bows in quickly in order like that, I think that's a good way to separate one from another. Bowtech Proven 34, very nice on the features, but not my huckleberry.
No, just you cracked. Like, look, it didn't. You see it pull up right there?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Spinning shit at me.
Look at those soft hands. When's the last time you worked on a bow?
I got soft hands. You little sitting inside a bougie little golf simulator all day long. My ass, I got soft hands compared to you.
Speaking of, what's this I heard the other day that you snuck over to a golf simulator and didn't tell me about it?
I didn't go to what? Oh, yeah. Nick talked me into going to something, and that was just because I was half cocked. I couldn't. I wasn't in any kind of place to play golf. But that was what he was doing with his family, and I went to visit.
Yeah.
So
I didn't hear about that. I had to hear about that
no,
through
that was terrible.
through a friend.
It was flat terrible.
Yeah. We're down to the Darton Sequel 35 and the Mathews Lift X33. Now, this Darton Sequel 35 wouldn't even be in my hands if it wasn't for the Darton Consequence last year, which made a splash with me, and I was really stoked on that bow. I've gotten to know more about these things, and they added some pretty cool tuning features. It feels good. We're going to eliminate one of these bows. This video is one of the biggest productions of the year. It requires setting 7 bows up, having a massive archery shop to be able to make this happen, being able to have inventory for all this stuff. So shout out to the guys here for making this happen and setting all 7 of these bows up. If you want to support what they do, check out podiumarcher.com. I have the discount code TimC. It helps support what I do. And you guys, Josh just opened up a shop down in Nashville. For all of you Nashvilleites or within that greater area, go check it out. You never know when Josh might be there, or our friend Brandon McDonald. Cool to watch Josh spread his wings and plant another seed across the United States. So Nashville North Archery, podiumarcher.com. So let's eliminate a bow and figure out what's going to be my huckleberry for 2025.
Almost like another illegitimate child.
Darton Sequel 35 in the hopper. Draw cycle does feel really wonderful. It's just smooth into the back wall. Doesn't want to jump out of there. For the speed it's pushing out, draw cycle's nice. Riser to riser, the bows feel pretty similar this way. There's not much shaking going on. They feel very stable vertically. The Mathews just feels like you have to be a little stronger, you have to have a little more coming back. I think the term Mathews muscle is coined by my little buddy Dan, who's now Josh's extended neighbor. I think it's a real thing. I think Mathews muscles are a real thing. Just takes a little more oomph to get it back. Beautiful. 2 really wonderful products here. When it comes down to it, I want a bow that I can set up easy, I can tinker with, I can work on as much as possible myself. Yes, I have great resources here, but I want to be able to work on it myself when I can. That is a very nice grip. Darton caught me by surprise. I'm going to run the Darton Sequel 35 ST. That's a wrap. Darton Sequel 35 ST is going to be my huckleberry this year. I'm really excited to get some arrows through it, get it built up. Subscribe to the channel. Come back. Next episode, building this thing out, kitting it out to be an absolute tack driver. Tack driver, get it? Boys that I'm shooting with that tack, Total Archery Challenge, you should be concerned. You should be concerned. This is a problem for you.